Alright, Saxon Math, Course 2. We are in Lesson 65 today, and we're going to be dealing with a new concept, which entitled circumference and pi, which is this unique symbol that you've probably seen before. Let me draw it a little bit bigger. You've probably seen that before, which is equal to 3.14, and the digits go on and on for eternity, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let's get some terms out of the way, okay? Terms to know on this lesson. First of all, under A is radius. Radius simply means that if you have a dot right in the middle, it's a straight line at any point to the outside edge. So it's literally half of the diameter. Okay, so it'd be like the minute hand on a clock. Okay, diameter is the whole circle sliced in the middle, any way in the middle. Okay, so think about slicing a pizza. You always cut through the middle, okay, or at least try to. That's all those lines are diameter lines. And then circumference would be the entire outside of a circle. Okay, so A, B, and C terms, three terms: radius, diameter, circumference. Okay, that's what you see on page 459, and there's not much to know other than those terms. So what we're going to do, what I want to show you, is something that's very unique. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle here. Okay, and then for this circle, we know that pi equals 3.14. In other words, every circle has a diameter, a line that cuts through the middle. If we took this line and we bent it to go over here on the side of it, it would go something like that. And then it would, if we put another one on there, it would go something like that. And if we put a third one on there, it would go to something like that. And what you'll find is that there's a little gap, which means that that little gap takes 0.14 and a bunch of digits going on in order to finish that gap. So pi means that the diameter can fit around a circle 3 times plus 0.14, hence this number for us. Okay, so we're going to work off of those things. I just wanted to show you that because in your text it gives you just a little bit extra. It doesn't matter what you're using. Now, something else to note, okay? Talking about pi, we can use this term, which equals 3.14. We can also use a fraction of 22 over 7, or we can use simply 3 1/7. All of those equal the same number. They all equal 3.14. Okay? Now, let's get into a problem, okay, that we're going to give. Example 1 talks about circumference. So if I'm going to ask for circumference, usually it's a capital C. Circumference equals pi times diameter. What is pi, you ask? Well, we said that it's 3.14 or 22 over 7 or 3 1/7. It doesn't matter which one you use. I prefer this one. Second, I prefer this. I never use this one. Okay, so we're going to bounce between these two. Okay, so in example 1, we see this. The example tells us, or it asks us, the radius of a circle is 10 centimeters. So radius means that it's only half the circle. What is the circumference? Well, here the equation said diameter. Well, you know, if half of this is 10, the other half is also 10, which means the diameter is equal to 20. Okay, so circumference equals 3.14 times 20, and we can solve for that. Okay, let's do this. 3.14, and I'll show you a little trick here. I'm going to put the 0 down here, okay, and then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. The decimal place was moved 2 times over, so I'm going to move it 2 times over. So my answer is 62.80. Okay? Pretty simple. Or I guess they answer it without the 0, 62.8. Same thing. Example 2 gives you the circumference of each circle, and then it gives you different ways to solve for it. Same thing. All right. A, we have the diameter of 30 inches, and it says use 3.14 for pi. Well, we just did that, so we're going to do the same thing. Circumference equals 3.14 times the diameter, which is 30. So 3.14 times 30. There's our answer. I'm not going to have you do it. I just want you to show you how. B is a similar thing, except they're going to ask us to use 22/7 for pi. Instead of using 3.14 like this one, we're going to use a fraction. I'll show you what that is. Okay, what's the diameter? They give us 14 feet. Same equation. Circumference equals 22/7 times 14. What that really looks like is this: 22/7 times 14/1. And then you can cancel off and make this 1 and make this 2. And then 22 times 2 is 44. So we can come up with our answer pretty easily. Okay? C, they say leave pi as just the symbol. Instead, in other words, we don't even have to multiply anything. Okay? So here's our circle. They give us a radius of 10. These are the best. I love it when they ask for pi just like that. Okay? So leave it as pi. What is circumference? Circumference equals pi times diameter. Well, what's the diameter? The other diameter is 10, so it's pi times 20. Or usually we would say 20 pi. All right? Very simple stuff. That's your lesson, and if you can get that and you can do that in all 3 of these ways, you will have no problem moving forward. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help.